Now, you still haven't quit at boxing, have you? You're going to be 48 later this year, and you're going back into the ring. Why?
Well, because my goal is still the same. My goal is to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world again.
Is training harder now or easier now?
Harder. It's harder, but it's harder. But with me, I used to be able to do a one training schedule. I used to train 3 times a day. Now, because I'm older, I train 1 time a day, and I don't do everything in that day. I do certain things in the day, and I have to balance myself out that I don't overwork myself, that I won't be able to do it the next day. So, you know, it's more of a balancing process. It's a humbling experience. Especially, you know, you used to work out until you feel like you're about to die, and it's, oh, shoot.
But aren't those the days where you think, you know what, I've been successful, I've had a good life, I've got a good life, I don't really need to be doing this?
Well, I have said that to myself a few times. You know what? But what is living? See, you know, living is a challenge. This is what allowed me to be the person who I am today, and it is not so much of an ego, it's so much that when I look back on my life, I never got in trouble because I had something to do. The fact of the matter, when you stop doing anything, then that's when you find yourself getting in trouble. So, you know, this is how you live.
Who do you respect out there? Is David Haye the real deal at the moment?
Well, he wanted the pieces of the puzzle, you know, because like I said, there's some other people out there. It's the Klitschko brothers, and it's wrong for one person to say, look, I'm the man. No, you wanted the people of that puzzle. It thrilled you, 3 of you all. Till they get in the ring, then you'll realize who the best, and that's what I like about sports. Sports is not about opinion. It's about get in the ring then. If you get in the ring, we'll know who the best guy. That's it. It's just part of life. That's what sports is all about, finding out who the best. And sports, it comes down, at least you come to a point, this guy's the best.
You know what's frustrating for boxing fans, though, is that often you can't get these fights on. You can't get these guys to fight each other. I mean, does David Haye want to fight the Klitschkos at the moment?
Well, I don't know. I'm not one of the type of people like to assume, because a lot of times you have managers who think of themselves more important than the fighter. The manager don't want to get embarrassed, so he do something not let the fight. But the two individuals, you know, a lot of times don't even know, because they taking advice from the people who on top, who supposed to have their best interests in heart. And so, you know, because when it comes down to fighters, you know, out of ego, you'll fight each other.
What about Pacquiao and Mayweather? Do you think they should get it on?
If somebody in that camp, other than the fighters, feel that one person gonna lose more, and I think that's, you know, that's on Mayweather's camp, because if Pacquiao lose, won't nobody say that. He's a good old guy. He did good. But Mayweather lose, it's like a disaster.
You had a ringside seat, really, for the rise and fall of Mike Tyson. Looking back on him and his career, what do you think?
Well, I think he did a tremendous job from the background that he came from, and you know, I've been knowing Mike ever since he was 17, and you know, a lot of times people only point to the bad part. He put boxing back on track when Ali left. Couldn't nobody else put it on track. You know, you had Larry Holmes, you had all these different champions. Till Mike Tyson came back and started knocking everybody out, he made boxing exciting again. And two, he got so big, somehow people can't control their emotion when they get too much thunder. And that's when Buster Douglas came in and beat him, and then I beat Buster Douglas. Then looked like Mike and myself gonna fight, and it didn't go off that way. Mike went to jail, came back, and Mike was ready. Then I beat Mike. Then I beat Mike again, and then Mike took a chunk out my ear. But it's all good.
When you hear the name Muhammad Ali, what do you think?
Well, you know, a man that was great in the game of boxing and who did a lot for the sport and for the people as well.
Is he the greatest that's ever fought?
Well, it's all depending on how you look at it. If you say in the ring, you have to say no, because I won the title more than he did. He did, but he was the best in his era. And so, you know, when you have these different eras, that you don't blemish nothing. Before Ali, you know, it was Joe Louis, Rocky Monster, everybody had their era. And Ali did something at one point in time. He's the only person ever been the champion 3 times. Well, I'm the only guy ever did it 5.
Some people say that boxing in the past has maybe suffered with fights being rigged and bookmakers getting involved. As a professional sportsman, when you see what's happening with Pakistan, does it trouble you, and have you ever seen it in your sport?
Well, of course, you're always going to have cheaters. That's a whole big part of life. You're going to have people who cheat, you have people who don't. And it's something that you got to get over. It don't make no difference what profession it is. You have cheaters. And so, you know, in a reality, why make something bigger than what it is? When in life, in every profession, you got some people cheat who take the shortcut. And you know, and you just expel the people who did the shortcut and just keep moving, because that's what boxing don't have more black eyes than any sport ever. But you know what? We keep moving. You just move them people now and they keep moving. And I think with this cricket, it's pretty much the same thing. You don't make everybody else in the whole wide world pay a price for what somebody else did. You know, you just, okay, you catch them, okay, then you need to get out and you move on. You don't tarnish the game of cricket.